Okay, so the other filter is skin tone. It's very proprietary filter. So I created this for myself, but I think it's good to share so you can see how it's work and some techniques you may use it for yourself. So overall, what I find out sometimes when I work on a skins and some areas, like right here is kind of clean skin, but sometimes it's have red spots maybe in some areas, and I want smooth out, like right here, red spot some. So I want retouch, and you can do this with actually frequency separation techniques inside the Photoshop to preserve some stuff. But in Photoshop, you can do some to those effects, but you have a limitation. So what I was thinking to do is create filter that can go separate channels, or actually colors, almost to separate those colors, and after adjusting just little bit specific saturation, specific the color frequency, just adjust those effects. That will work for me. So, and I created this one. So we'll go first look on color shifting because it's have some information there. So let's go ahead, open in filter editor. And as we open, you can see right here, it's some filter. So what does these things do? And I have it as spectrum. So we take spectrum and we connecting to these sources instead our original image. It's maybe explain a little bit better. So notice right here, we have our rainbow, all these from red, yellow, green, blue, purple, cyans, all these colors. And you notice what done with threshold as we're going, and I have it the hue, illumination, saturation, channel separations. So I take a hue and I will have it luminosity and saturation and touch. So we take these two levels, put them way down. Let's put all the way down. You can see right here where I am assemble, they untouched, they go straight. So all what I do, I'm going and I work with the just hue. I separating all these colors on the hue, and after I'm working with them, adjusting, reassemble, and putting back in. So what it does allowed me to do, it is controlling each of those separate. So if we're going in source, let's look preview on a source, and for example, I'm taking violet and I can adjust. Okay, right here we can see violet. You can see how it's adjusting right in there and creating the sum of those values. So let's go back to here. For example, this one adjusting, you can see how we start shifting some of those values in a specific colors. So, and again, this is going to take from one area. If we unlock preview, look just on this one, you can see how it will applied. Again, this is just a principle. So let's look on this one and we'll jump back to other ones. And it's maybe a little bit confusing at first, but after we'll kind of understand how it's work. So from this, we're going to every source. So all of these thresholds, all of them, all this row, using same our source kind of. Okay. Next, we have it smoothing. For now, ignore smooth. Smooth, what it does, it's take this this blending and kind of say how much you want to blend with this area. It does help us to remove some hard lines, but right now it's set to 0 so we can see easy. Next, we need to take from this threshold and create alpha. Creating alpha help us afterwards to blend all of them and work together. So right here we have a threshold, and from this threshold we're going to our main, which is the first. We don't need to worry about this. We just go straight to alpha and brightness contrast, how we control intensity and connect it. So the next is actually we have it our threshold, but it's going to the blend. And because in a blend, what I have right here, I have it one threshold, and you see hue, it's increasing. But I don't want to repeat what we have at this one. I just repeat one that what was missing before. By using the difference in our blend, I can just extract this one channel that was added. So overall threshold increasing. So we have this area we added, and with the blend and removing, we can just extract this separate channel by using difference mode type in our blending. And next we continue this, set alpha, and continue alpha. So when we do so on, we repeat it same ways. We increasing, we're separating, and we can see we're separating each of this area. So as we're going, next we're going to the alpha. And notice on the set alpha, it's not necessarily just one color, it's a gradient going right here. So our source, of course, the hue, it's going here as a source, and a new alpha, it's what we selected, created alpha. So this way we can just extract this gradient from the hue, it's what we wanted. Again, this is going to our brightness, going to control our brightness, which is the name, and afterwards it's go back to the blend when we're using the normal blend mode, and we'll just overlaying this blend over. Again, because we're stacking, we have it foreground and background. Our foreground, it's this going over. We don't want modify, it's going on top of this, next going on top, and so on. And in the end, we'll have this assemble. Again, this is principle how it's kind of work, how I want to extract. So let's go back to our now skin tone filter. So we'll go open, and I want to open this filter. So this is have it a little bit similar, only you can see it's way more. The reason more because I want specific on a skin tone, and right here it's work a little bit different because I don't want separate select all colors. So let's go do this way. We'll go right here, we'll go to select spectrum, and we'll just connect spectrum right here. So if you look on a spectrum at this point, you can see I select only small areas and about this area because I don't want green, but skin color for me is really down in this area. And it's what happened if you notice the threshold going around this skin color. So let's go back. Let me connect this to right here, right there, so we can look back, and you can see this is what I want to change. I want just only affect this area, ignore with the rest of the red because we don't touch this, but this is skin area, it's what I want to affect. So based on this, I created this a lot of different colors, a lot of different separations, same what we saw before. Again, threshold, separation, alpha, and by difference we're extracting them. And we'll take that back in, same what we saw before, control by contrast, and going to blend all of them together. Okay, so we can go back now, connect. So again, this is not necessarily will work where we have a green color, but I want this just work on my skin color. Okay, let's go cancel this one. So there is a reason why we have a little bit reddish tone, because it will apply that red to everything. Most time with apply, I will apply this with a mask and focus just only on a face. So we go to settings, and right here I have it values. Again, this was more for personal, but you can say yellow, orange, red, all this adjustment. So you can go inside, you can see if you apply it to specific hue change. This is applied to this yellow effect. Okay, let's go 50 on this one. It's a middle. We can look also the different one, if color is applied or not. Some of them out of this range. Okay. Again, this is on yellow highlighter. And overall, this way we can go inside and adjust just specific slightly. Again, let's go find other color. Okay. So red, a little bit off. Okay, I'm just looking right now to adjustment, but because it's not so much red there, so right here, let's see on her fingers. We can see right here where's the applied. This is mostly what I do. I find like this element very red ones. So an R5 will be more red right there next to this. You can see how they're applied. So we can take this hue a little bit and, for example, just go a little bit to the yellow on this, both of them. Okay, add a little bit smoothness. And this way we remove all of this extra redness and we add a little bit more yellowish to those areas. So remove some of this dots. Again, this is very specialized was for me when I want to fix it, tone skin, kind of smooth it out so it does not. Okay, right there you can see how much it's going. So we need to take smoothness a little bit down, about 3. So right down her fingers you can see the purplish add to her fingers. Okay, let's go right there. Maybe even make 1, 2. On this way, just remove and they look a little bit better. So right here I can see some of this yellowish going too much. So we can adjust more as well. We can apply right there. You can see other fingers. Okay, and we can bring a little bit more yellowish to this. So overall, it is just to fix this different in a coloring, to bring to same coloring, make smoother look on the skin tone, to fix it some of this red blemishes. Again, this is specialized filter I built for myself, but I think overall it's if you work with try to separate some specific very narrow color frequency, this way it may work for you because you don't affect any luminosity, you don't affect saturations. All what you do, you're just shifting this very thin, very specific frequency of the color. You can adjust it this way. I did not find this tool in Photoshop that can provide for me this kind of precision on the specific color frequency. It doesn't mean it does not exist, but how say I did not find, so I built my own inside the filter for it, and I hope this will help you as well.